Alright, let's get straight to it. Welcome to today's discussion on marriage bonds. Is marriage a contractual love agreement or a bond to slavery? Let's dive in and find out. Now, I've seen a lot in my time, and I can tell you marriage is one of those topics that gets people riled up, confused, and sometimes downright despairing. We're sold this fairy tale, this idea that you say I do and suddenly everything's sunshine and roses. But how many of you out there are living a reality that feels more like a life sentence than a loving partnership? It's time to pull back the curtain and have an honest conversation. We're talking about the very foundation of how many of us plan to build our lives. Is it a partnership built on mutual respect, love, and shared goals? Or has it become, for some, a cage where one person's needs, desires, and even safety are completely ignored? We hear the words commitment, vows, till death do us part. But what do those really mean when the day-to-day reality is misery, control, or even fear? This isn't about bashing marriage as an institution. It's about getting real about what makes it work and what turns it into a nightmare. Today we're going to dissect this thing. We'll look at what a healthy bond looks like versus a contractual obligation that feels like chains. We'll talk about power dynamics. Are you partners? Or is one of you the boss and the other the indentured servant? We'll explore what marriage offers, those beautiful life needs we all crave, but also confront the dangerous trends that are turning some marriages into war zones. And finally, we'll ask a tough question. In a broken marriage, is anyone truly a victor, or are we just counting victims? So buckle up, because we're going to tell it like it is. Now let's break down these terms because words matter, folks. A contractual agreement, when you strip it down, is a set of promises, right? It's an understanding, often with terms and conditions. Think about it. Prenuptial agreements are literally contracts. Some folks approach marriage like a business deal. I'll provide this if you provide that. There's an expectation of reciprocity, of defined roles, and look, sometimes clarity is good, but if your marriage feels more like you're constantly checking clauses and worrying about breaches of contract than feeling a deep, abiding connection, then, Houston, we have a problem. Is it about love or is it about fulfilling obligations on a checklist? You gotta ask yourself that. Then you have a bond. Now, a bond, that's different. That's what we all hope for, isn't it? A bond speaks to connection, to an emotional tie that goes way deeper than any piece of paper. It's about shared history, mutual respect, unwavering support, and a sense of we-ness. It's that feeling that you're in it together, facing the world as a united front. A true bond isn't easily broken by disagreements or tough times because it's rooted in something much more profound than just terms and conditions. It's built on trust, vulnerability, and a genuine desire for the other person's happiness and well-being, not just what you can get out of them. And then there's the ugly one, slavery. Now, I know that's a strong word, a provocative word, but let's be brutally honest. When one person in a marriage has all the power, all the control, and the other person has no autonomy, no voice, no freedom, what else would you call it? When your existence is about serving another's needs without any regard for your own, when you're trapped by fear, manipulation, or economic dependence, that ain't a partnership. That's a prison. It's a situation where one person is essentially owned by another, their spirit crushed, their dreams extinguished. And if that's your reality, you need to wake up and smell the coffee because that is not love, and it sure as heck isn't marriage. Let's talk about the workplace for a minute. You got a boss, you got workers. There's a hierarchy, right? The boss sets the agenda, doles out tasks, evaluates performance, and signs the paychecks. Workers are there to do a job, meet expectations, and hopefully get compensated fairly. Now, there's nothing inherently wrong with that structure in a business. It's designed for productivity. But imagine taking that dynamic home and calling it a marriage. One person is the boss, making all the decisions, holding all the power, expecting compliance, and the other is the worker, just trying to keep the boss happy, maybe feeling unappreciated, underpaid in terms of emotional currency, and with no real say. A healthy marriage, on the other hand, is supposed to be a partnership of equals. Think about it, co-CEOs of your life, not a manager and an underling. It's about shared decision-making, mutual respect for each other's opinions even when you disagree. It's about supporting each other's growth, not stunting it. In a true partnership, you both have a voice, you both contribute, and you both benefit from the success of the company that is your marriage. There isn't one person dictating terms while the other just follows orders. If you feel like you're constantly walking on eggshells, or that your opinion doesn't matter, that's a giant red flag waving right in your face. So, how does a marriage end up looking like a dysfunctional office? It happens when one partner consciously or unconsciously starts to dominate. Maybe it's through controlling the finances, making all the social decisions, constant criticism that makes the other person feel incompetent, or even withholding affection as a form of punishment or control. The worker spouse starts to feel devalued, resentful, and trapped. They might be doing all the emotional labor, all the household chores, all the childcare without any real appreciation or partnership. That's not a marriage, folks. That's an exploitation of labor, and it's a one-way ticket to misery. Get real about the power balance in your relationship. Alright, let's shift gears a bit, because for all the ways marriage can go wrong, there's a reason people still take that leap. There's a promise there, an ideal of what it be. Marriage, at its best, is an institution designed to offer some of the most beautiful and essential life needs. Think about support, real, unwavering support. Knowing that there's someone in your corner, someone who believes in you even when you doubt yourself. Someone to catch you when you fall, to celebrate your victories, and to just sit with you in the quiet moments when life feels overwhelming. That kind of emotional bedrock is priceless, and a healthy marriage should be a primary source of it. Then there's protection and provision. Now, I'm not just talking about financial provision, though that can be part of it, building a secure life together. I'm talking about feeling safe, physically, emotionally, mentally. Knowing your partner has your back, that they're a safe harbor in a sometimes cruel world. Protection from loneliness, protection from harm, a sense of security that allows you to be vulnerable and authentic. And provision isn't just about money, it's about providing comfort, providing care, providing a stable environment where both of you can thrive. It's about teamwork, pooling your resources, whether they're financial, emotional, or practical, to build a better life together than you could apart. And let's not forget companionship, deep, meaningful companionship. Someone to share your life with, the big moments, and the small, mundane ones. Someone who gets your jokes, understands your quirks, and still loves you anyway. Marriage should be the ultimate friendship, with the added bonus of intimacy and a shared future. It's about growing together, learning from each other, and creating a tapestry of shared memories. This isn't just about not being alone, it's about being deeply connected to another human being in a way that enriches your soul. When marriage delivers on these promises, it's a powerful, life-affirming force. That's the goal, isn't it? Now we gotta talk about the dark side, because ignoring it doesn't make it go away. There are some dangerous trends in marriage these days that are more than just bumps in the road. They're signs of a 5-alarm fire. I'm talking about abuse. And abuse isn't just black eyes and broken bones, though God knows that's horrific enough. It's the silent killers too, emotional abuse. The constant put-downs, the gaslighting that makes you doubt your own sanity, the isolation from friends and family. It's verbal abuse, the screaming, the threats, the insults that chip away at your soul. It's financial abuse, controlling every penny, leaving you with no independence, no way out. These aren't disagreements, this is systematic destruction. And let's be clear, this stuff escalates. What starts as controlling behavior or angry outbursts can morph into something far more sinister. We're seeing an alarming number of domestic homicides, situations where one partner tragically takes the life of the other. This is the ultimate betrayal, the most horrifying end to what was supposed to be a loving union. These aren't isolated incidents happening to other people. These are happening in our communities to people who once stood at an altar and promised to love and cherish. We have to stop being shocked and start looking at the warning signs, the patterns of coercive control and escalating violence before it's too late. So, what's fueling these dangerous trends? Is it unrealistic expectations fed by social media fantasies? Is it a complete breakdown in communication skills, where people would rather explode than talk? Is it the immense pressure of financial stress, job insecurity, or mental health issues that go unaddressed? Or is it something deeper, a societal shift where respect and empathy are in short supply? Maybe it's a fundamental misunderstanding of what commitment means, confusing it with ownership or control. Whatever the causes, the impact is devastating, not just on the individuals involved, but on families, on children, and on our faith in the institution of marriage itself. We can't afford to look away. This is a tough one, folks. When a marriage goes south, really south, we start hearing these words, victim and victor. Let's unpack that. Is there such a thing as a victim in marriage? Absolutely. If you are being abused, controlled, manipulated, or systematically disempowered by your partner, you are a victim of that behavior. There's no shame in that label if it accurately describes your reality. The danger, however, is getting stuck in a victim mindset where you feel completely powerless, like there's nothing you can do to change your situation. Being a victim of circumstances is one thing. Choosing to remain a victim by not seeking help or exploring options is another. Now what about a victor? Who's the victor in a marriage that's falling apart? Is it the person who wins all the arguments? The one who manages to control the other person or the finances? The one who gets their way all the time? I gotta tell you, if your idea of victory in a marriage is dominating your partner, you haven't won anything worth having. You've just created a dictatorship, not a partnership. True victory in a relationship isn't about one person standing triumphant over the other. That's a hollow win. If your partner is miserable, if the love is dead, if the trust is shattered, then believe me, nobody is winning here. So maybe we need to throw out these labels of victim and victor when we talk about the complexities of a struggling marriage. Perhaps it's more about being a survivor, someone who endures a toxic situation and finds the strength to get out and heal. Or, in a salvageable marriage, it's about both partners being active participants in fixing what's broken, taking responsibility for their part, and working towards a healthier dynamic. It's about agency. It's about recognizing you have choices, even if they're hard ones. It's not about assigning blame like you're in a courtroom. It's about understanding the dynamics and deciding what kind of future you want, with or without that particular person. So, we've been through a lot today, haven't we? We've looked at marriage from all angles, the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. We've talked about how it can be a beautiful, supportive bond, a true contractual agreement of love, or how it can twist into something that feels like modern-day slavery. It's clear that the title spouse can mean vastly different things depending on the reality behind closed doors. The question isn't just whether marriage one thing or the other, but what marriage is, and what you're willing to do about it. The power, ultimately, lies with you. You get to decide what you will and won't accept in your life and in your relationships. If your marriage is a source of pain, fear, or oppression, you are not obligated to endure it silently. There are resources, there is help, and there is hope for a different future. And if your marriage is strong, nurture it, protect it, and never take it for granted. It takes work, communication, and a whole lot of get real honesty from both sides to keep that bond healthy and thriving. Don't be passive in your own life story. Thank you for joining us in this insightful discussion. Remember, marriage should be a partnership of love and respect, not a bond of slavery. Stay tuned for more enlightening topics from Tundio Pawusi Soulmate Love Concept, where we believe in empowering you to create the loving connections you deserve. Take care of yourselves and each other.